Hello everybody, Mari from MariLife.com here, and today I make a video for those of you who just starting out shooting manual with their DSLR. And what this is all about is the histogram. So if you shooting manual, especially if you're shooting manual on a purchase priority, you want to make sure that your settings are right, that you in the right range when it comes to your exposure. So some people get confused by the histogram on the camera, but it's a very helpful tool and you don't have to be afraid of it. And it's no rocket science at all. So in fact we can say if your my pen tablet isn't calibrated. So however, if your histogram looks, oops, not this curve here, but looks a little bit like this, you're pretty much okay. You're also, if you shoot an image with a little bit of, or with mainly dark subjects, it is okay if it's something like this, or even a little bit closer here to the edge and like this. On the other hand, if you have very bright subjects in your image and it's mainly light, it could look like this. So what does this teach us? So what you have to keep in mind is that on the left hand side you have all the dark portions of the image and shadow areas, and to the left it's going to the bright segments of your image. So you will have here the highlights and so forth. You know that something went wrong is when you discover that your dark areas look like this. So if you go to the right hand side here and forget about this little part that I drew over the line here, if your darks are going too far to the left hand side, or even going out of the histogram here, then you know that you are losing details in the dark areas, shadows and so forth. And the same way is the other way around. So if you are too high here, then you know that you have to play with your exposure and manage that this doesn't happen, as you will lose some details here in the highlight areas. In fact, this is it. Of course, if you are going to Lightroom, you will see more complicated histograms, because if you look here in the upper right hand corner, you will see that the histogram looks way more complicated because of the different color channels in there. A nice thing to say to see if you have Lightroom is that the areas that you see here, what will be light gray, are corresponding with the arrows here, where you can adjust, in fact, by dragging into these areas to change the overall settings. And you will also see, for example, that if I turn the exposure far to the left and I activate this little arrow here, that you can see all these blue marked areas here are black and shadow areas that will lose detail. Same thing the other way around. If I'm going here too bright, you see everything what's red is pure white, 255 in digital terms, and you will lose detail here as well. So I send this back to normal, and sometimes it's okay. For example, here it's totally okay to have some loss in the dark areas here. I even would tend in this case to pump up the dark a little bit, so the blacks, because it just gets more volume. But back to my earlier drawing, and there is nothing nothing left. However, if you are shooting, just go with this information on your screen of your camera and you are ready to go. Have fun shooting and have a great day ahead. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.